Namaste, angels. Happy birthday, Aries, in advance, of course. This is your biweekly reading for the period of today, Monday, the 16th of March. We're going to go straight through to the 31st. So, hopefully, God willing, as they say, I will be able to do your next reading on April 1st. So, like from April 1st through the 15th. All right, so let's get into it. We are beginning with you, or for you, with an overall energy of the High Priestess from the combination of my Angel Tarot and Animal Tarot decks. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before taking action. And the High Priestess for me is a Gemini and or possibly a water sign. She is Major Arcana card 2 in the tarot, traditional tarot. This is the Roman numeral 2, which is even the symbol for the sign of Gemini. And twos are about faith in terms of manifestation, right? When we come up with an idea, that's the one, or we see multiple ones, that's telling us to stop and watch our thoughts. The two is to hold on to the faith that the thing that we envision will actually come to pass. The three is where you can see it taking form with you, so you can believe it with your eyes. It's more tangible. And the four is when we have the solid foundation. We have successfully manifested whatever we need. So again, the two is this very crucial time of faith. I think on a large scale, very broad scale, this can be a time of, this can be connected to what's going on in the world. I'm not going to make your reading about coronavirus, and hopefully the cards won't try to force me to, but I do think that, there is a message in there about having faith in general in terms of what's going on around you, what's going on in the world, and your location, your specific locale, state, country, city, whatever it is. Twos are also about partnership. So this could be sort of trying to think something through in connection to a partnership, whether it's a friendship, familial relationship, or romantic interest, or perhaps even a business relationship. Needing to think things through in terms of figuring out what it is you want to do. And very important to listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. Also, in terms of romantic connections, when the High Priestess shows up, you may have some very stark differences with the person in whom you are interested, and or vice versa. Somebody's interested in you, and you're like, well, we don't have much in common, or we do have stuff in common, but this thing that we have that's not in common is too big to ignore. We're not the same race. We're not the same religion. We're not, we don't have the same spirituality or beliefs. We're not the same age or age group even. There's like 10 years difference between us, or 20 years difference between us. And so that can be a concern. Maybe that's something you're trying to think through, meditate on, figure out. Have faith that it can work. Have faith that you'll have the strength to walk away from the relationship, whatever it is. Also, the High Priest is very, very attractive because she's this very mysterious and wise and highly intuitive being or person. And so you could find yourself very, very attracted, or people are very attracted to you during this time, whether that is in terms of physicality and again, romantic interests, or even in terms of work and stuff, like work and money coming to you. You're just an attraction magnet. Also, although we are attractive to other people, when the High Priestess shows up, sometimes it can also be an indication of some sort of like body dysmorphia sort of thing. Like we're not seeing what other people are seeing, like this wonderful person, this wonderful being. We're not necessarily recognizing that about ourselves. For advice, I have here for you, and it is meditate. So I was saying we have to think something through, and at the time I didn't realize that we were starting with meditate. I wasn't paying attention. Also, this is Buddha. So I talked about religious differences and spiritual differences and beliefs and ideologies. Maybe somebody is a Buddhist, and it's like, well, is it okay for me to try to get with somebody who was raised in Christianity and has very strict views, even if they're trying to, shed them, come out of those ideologies? We believe in different things. Can we fix this? Can we make it through? I realize the next card here is also upright, and it is see the other person's point of view. So the answer to that question is yes. All right, let's get into, Sorry about that. I saw the camera move, and then I looked up to check it out, and I saw an orb fly by. I don't know if something touched the camera and moved it. So that's why I got distracted. I apologize. Where were we? Yes, we're going to start with the card that most directly represents you over this 2-week period. And it is the 9 of Swords in reverse. So this card supports what I was saying in terms of needing to meditate on something, figure it out. It can mean that you have, some concerns and or worries, maybe even that have been keeping you up all night, and that there may be just cause why you should be concerned. We should never be paranoid, because that's an indication of lacking faith, right? When we're just full of worry and overthinking and no trust in ourselves or the universe or God, however you want to put it, that's an indication of lack of faith. So that may be, again, why the High Priestess is also showing up here for you, to remind you that you need to have faith. But there may be some sort of genuine reason why you should be concerned, although again, it's important to be careful about worry. My mother used to say to me, if you worry, don't pray. If you pray, don't worry. And I've mentioned it on my channel before, so you may have heard me say that. But it is about basically manifestation. If you know yourself to be a conscious being, right, we manifest things. So there is no need for worry. You know what you have to do. You know you have to make a focused intention. You have to meditate on it. You have to bring it about. That's how that works. Also, pay attention to your intuition too, is what this is saying. Especially if you've met somebody recently and you are feeling, maybe something odd about them or whatever. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, or go with it. You may have very good reason to be uneasy about this person. Also, in terms of work, you could be worried about your job or something like that. And maybe, again, because of what's going on at large, right? Maybe your job closed because of the global crisis right now. A lot of businesses, establishments are being made to close by mayors, governors, the president, whatever it is. So what do? How are you going to get money? Where's it going to come from? How are you going to feed your family? Again, those are very just concerns, but you still need to maintain a level of faith and peace, Zen, Chi, so that you can bring about the resources that you need using your psychic abilities and awareness. The types that all people have. We're not all qualified to do readings or other types of practice other forms of divination and stuff, but we all are innately sort of equipped with this ability to feel and sense, this doesn't feel good, this does feel good, and let me go with those feelings and moving forward. So if you're worried about your job or whatever, you can only do what you can do. If there's an actual situation going on at your job, you can let your job know, speak up for yourself, let them make sure you're displaying your talents, let them know what you're good at and what you deserve, and that you're committed, and you're the same person that they hired, that they believed in at some point, and they can continue to believe on you. I'm not saying you have to say these things. You can demonstrate them. You can show them. Don't give them any reason to distrust you or to discount you. In terms of love, as I was mentioning, you may have met somebody that maybe you don't feel comfortable about, or maybe there's been distrust in your actual relationship if you are partnered. And these are things that you should look into. There's never going to be, a good time, a better time, a bad time. It's just time. Something comes up, we're a couple, or we're interested in becoming a couple potentially, and we're grown people, we're adults, then we have to learn how to communicate, right, effectively, and to talk about it. And again, trust your gut. Finances, health, all the same. This would be like worrying about something, beating yourself up, and it is unnecessarily. So most directly representing you, surrounding you. So this could be other people with whom you're dealing, work, friends, family. I would say close friends or family, not just any old associate or whatever, or a business connection if it's not your own energy. And it is an actual person, very, very potentially. As a court card, it can be a real person in the sense significant in your life, perhaps, and a direct earth sign, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, or someone like into those traits or attributes, maybe specifically a Taurus we have here, the bull in the picture. I see it peeking out at me in a few places, in a few different ways, actually. This one actually looks kind of rammish. In any case, this person, it could be your energy still, and maybe some of you even cuspians, so you do actually have earth energy, cuspians, or your rising sign or your moon sign is that of an earth, of the earth element. Whether that is the case or not, this person is authoritative, and that is very Aries, right? This very strong and masculine sort of feeling energy is what the King of Pentacles represents, even though it is of the element of Pentacles or earth and not fire. It's still this very strong being, maybe an actual person, and maybe an older person, as in an older gentleman, maybe more specifically, somebody who is established and who can help you, maybe in your work environment, help you in some way to facilitate growth or betterment for you. Could be your father or father figure. This is somebody who is successful in financial matters and likes to keep traditions and be it's a very grounded energy, very practical. So we don't need to go too far, venture too far out of the box when this kind of energy shows up. Very positive omen, though, in terms of love as well. Your love card is going to be here. So this may be the love interest. That's a possible also. Finances. Wow. Okay. The 10 of Pentacles. This spread, not the 9 of Swords in reverse, but the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles looks very familiar from the biweekly readings that I did 2 weeks ago, either for Taurus or Capricorn, or maybe both, in these exact same placements. I remember going on about how awesome it was for the 10 of Pentacles to show up in the position of work and finance. We didn't go over your overall energy. I started out with the cards upside down. All right. It is the 6 of Cups upright. That doesn't necessarily change anything, but may add some stuff to it. So yeah, this can definitely be somebody's father, this King of Pentacles, in consideration of the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is about nostalgia. It is possibly about about a child and or your own childhood. For me, it's often about siblings. And so our relation to a parent. Maybe somebody is concerned because of a parent. They said that the parents, well, not the parents, but older people, more vulnerable during this period with the coronavirus. So maybe there's a worry there about a parent, maybe specifically your father. You and your siblings and or your siblings are concerned. Somebody could be thinking back on their father. Maybe you've already lost your father, and this is a period where you are thinking back on your relationship with him. Perhaps money is coming in from that loss, some sort of inheritance or asset. Maybe the worry is, when is it ever going to come? And the answer to that is soon, very soon, maybe even within this 2-week period. You'll finally get at least like a letter or something saying, a settlement has been reached or some sort of situation like that. We're moving on with this. In terms of work directly, and not only might you get a promotion or raise, and potentially very unexpectedly, but it may have applied for something a long time ago, and now it's coming up. You're being like called in for something, or again, like a raise is finally coming, a promotion's finally coming, and it's like a long time coming, and or some sort of settlement, legal situation, whatever, finally coming to an end in your favor. This could, like I said, represent an asset too, maybe a home purchase or sale. There is a picture of, they're standing in front of a house here in this picture of the 6 of Cups. Could be your childhood home finally coming to you. business maybe that you've long wanted to create, or a career path you've long wanted to, consider or take on. It's finally coming to pass. Definitely things like that you've been thinking on for a while, or that you've been waiting for, and it's like a long time coming. The Six of Cups reminds us, though, not to, similar to what I was saying about the Nine of Swords, not to get too caught up in the past. To remember that, we got to live in the moment, and we got to be, in the present in order to keep things positive and flowing. Otherwise, we could get stuck in the past, whether it's with an old partner that we, or a current partner that we've been with for a while, that we've been thinking about either furthering things, it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, or we've been thinking about leaving. It's like time to address those situations. But all of these cards together are about like putting your best foot forward, and not being stuck in the past, not thinking that you've missed your time, you've missed your opportunity. I wish you guys a happy birthday at the beginning of the video. Maybe that's it, like you're getting older and you're thinking, oh, my best years are behind me. Be careful about that, because that can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like I said, you start with the one, that's the thought. If the thought is my best years are behind me, and that's on what I'm focused, that's what I'm manifesting. So it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy that things don't go well for me in the future. I've talked myself into this period of like, my life is over. I missed it. I gave this person my best years. No. The best is yet to come, right? We're growing every day. We're expanding every day. A birthday just means that you've grown another 365 days. You've experienced that much more from which to learn and to forward yourself. So even if you are thinking about, again, like leaving a relationship or something, maybe with your child's other parent. Look at this. I didn't know this was under here. It's in reverse, though. It's another High Priestess. So you have the High Priestess here, and here's the High Priestess again for you. High Priestess in reverse can definitely be, like I was saying, just not recognizing your full power, not seeing the attraction that other people are seeing, not seeing yourself as like worthy, or this very wonderful and strong feminine energy, and maybe not really using your intuition to the best of its ability to best serve you. So again, even in that, even in terms of meditating on something and trying to figure something out, putting your best foot forward, putting some effort into what it is you're trying to manifest and bring about. And it can be something that you grew up with for a long time that's affecting you. And you're thinking about, like, I've always been like this. So I was raised this way, and so now I'm stuck. Right now my life isn't going well because of whatever this is. And rather than focus on those kind of thoughts and risk bringing them about into your reality, this is an opportunity and time for you where you can just make the realization that that's what you're doing and work it through. See the other person's point of view. This can be, again, your parent, maybe. Maybe you do have a problem with the way you were raised by your father or your mother. There is some sort of stress and maybe, God forbid, abuse, but that's a reality for some of us. And so if you're feeling that way, the idea is to think through in the most positive of ways that you can why they may have behaved the way they did, or release yourself and relieve yourself from like burdens of guilt and blame, especially if the person has passed away. Because I also just saw accidentally when I picked these two up that it's in reverse, so it probably is a past event, not something that you're necessarily dealing with now. But this card, Peace Offering, White Buffalo Calf Woman, for me, does signify actual death. When I pull this card, or when it shows up in my readings, if you've seen my readings before, if you haven't, feel free to ask in the comments, like what she was saying. Is that true? Is that correct? My viewers will tell you that when I pull this card, as well as another one that's in my Isis Oracle, there's actual death, and I've been known to, break it down to the very sign, the element, the sign. It's going to be a man, it's going to be a woman, it's a parent, so that sort of thing. So again, somebody could have lost their father, and maybe they're dealing with those thoughts now because this issue of inheritance and or like probate or something is coming up now. And maybe part of the worry is it going to be able to come about because of what's going on in the world? Will court be canceled? Will the company close down? Will something go wrong with the banks? All those possible thoughts and concerns for you. But again, it's very important, especially with the cards you have here, which are pretty awesome, to remain positive. For love, relationship, we have major arcana card, the Chariot, in reverse. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. So again, I said to you that the High Priestess for me is a Gemini or perhaps a water sign. Maybe not only a water sign, but specifically a Cancer for you. Some of you Aries, people who are watching here. In any case, the Chariot can indicate that maybe you've met somebody new in terms of love, or you've been dealing with somebody in a new way and it's getting stronger and you want to sort of push it like this person maybe again is King of Pentacles, maybe very successful and powerful and smart and intuitive and mysterious and sexy, and it's like I gotta have him right now, and you're at risk of sort of pushing the relationship along faster than it would organically unfold, and you're definitely advise against doing that and to allow things to be a little bit more natural. Very, very important still to follow your gut, not your ego, right? Not to act on impulse, to think things through like the High Priestess would do. She's going to use her intuition. She's going to use the feelings, right? The gut feelings. What's my soul telling me to do? What's my heart telling me to do? She's going to use her intellect, right? Her wisdom. She's a smart woman, and get it all figured out and then make some sort of move. And that's what you want to do too. No impulse. But there is definitely guidance for patience here. So if you're already partnered, like I was saying before, you may want to further the relationship. Maybe it hasn't been moving along quite as fast as you would like or hope. I'm going to say be patient. Something is coming. Again, these other energies are very, very strong. The Ten of Pentacles in consideration of this love, and the King of Pentacles in consideration of this love. Very, very positive omens for, family, maybe even like, the Ten of Pentacles is like about heritage, and I picture like a man like wanting to give a woman his last name, to carry on legacy. So that sort of thing, very, very possibly coming, but you need to hold out a second. And if you are not already in the relationship, or if you're wanting to leave a relationship, and that's the worry, and you've been together for a long time and the person is successful, how will I live without them? How will I take care of myself without them? That's still something that you're going to need to face and address now. That's the connection to the Six of Cups, right? It's coming up to be finally addressed, and you're going to get through it and everything's going to be fine. Good things come to those who wait. Allow it to unfold very carefully. But let's pull the next card. Normally when I do my clarifications, I'll pull the next upright card, but this is the Rider-Waite deck. So obviously you can't tell which cards are upright and which ones are reversed. So why don't we just pull the next card and to clarify the Chariot a little bit further. Okay, I feel better. It is the Seven of Pentacles, which is what I was saying. Like you've laid the groundwork, whether either for yourself to be strong and self-sufficient and independent and able to live on your own without somebody if you need to leave someone, and you've laid the groundwork to, for your half of moving toward a good and successful and fruitful relationship. If you just allow it to nature to take its course and it to grow on its own. All right, so I hope I have a few minutes to just quickly do another spread for you, because that's why I have these tarot cards here, these other tarot cards here. We'll give these a quick shuffle. So the overall energy of the High Priestess will probably leave us now, disappear. We'll see what else we get in exchange. Look what it's brought us to. Another 9 of Swords in reverse. Right? That was our first card. The card that I said is going to most directly represent you guys, sign of Aries, over the next 2 weeks. It was the 9 of Winter, or Swords in reverse. And it just showed up that way again. And that's why I do like to shuffle in things live in front of you guys. Although I also had been cutting back on it in the interest of time. Anyway, your worries and fears aren't real, as I mentioned before. They're fueled by focusing on the negative, which gives power to that of which you're afraid, which I also said. Stop worrying, let go of fear, and everything will be okay. Yes, I second that. Crowning, I'm going to do the masculine archetype and the feminine archetype, and then some cards in the middle. So crowning the masculine archetype, very nice. It is another 2. It's the 2 of Spring, or Wands, which is actually the soulmate or a twin flame card of the tarot, divine union, sacred union card of the tarot. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people who are helping you. This is also of your energy, your element, the spring or fire or wands. Masculine surrounded by it is another 2, the 2 of earth. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. That could be the reason why you need to meditate. Consider a more playful approach. So this is about maybe all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, Jill a dull girl. You need time to nurture yourself. You need time to be social. You need time for your partnerships, right? To let people know that you're actually interested. And, vice versa. People need to be willing to spend time with you and not just be focused on their work. If you're single and you've masculine and you've, sort of dived into your work and your career, maybe your own business, because you're single, you figure that that's what I need to do at my time. That's good. However, you need balance also. Make sure that you're using time, leaving time for, relationships and for yourself also, right? To nurture yourself. But if you're wondering, like, how come I don't seem to meet anybody, like nothing's happening, maybe because you're always at work or always focused on work and or career, all right? Alternatively, and very positively too, the 2 of earth can be about getting swept off your feet. So I talked about maybe even like something like marriage or whatever coming up, maybe unexpectedly, or in your work, maybe you're being swept off your feet in your work in terms of unexpectedly that raise or bonus you've been waiting on, or some sort of financial stimulus maybe from the government. Because of what's going on, all of a sudden you get a check, and that can ease your concerns and make you feel better. Or again, a settlement or some sort of legal situation, whatever it is, the abundance coming to you. And you being sort of overwhelmed by how maybe not only unexpected it is, but just it's overwhelmingly good news, right? And positive movement for you. Masculine subconscious, the 3 of earth or pentacles, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. So this supports what I was saying in terms of things doing well for your job, even if you felt like nervous or worried about it. That work and finance card of the 10 of Pentacles, this substantiates it, right? The 3 of earth for me is about abundance that is earned. So whether you earned it doing some sort of labor, like at a physical job, or you earned it through your good works for the universe by following through in your soul's purpose and, learning those life lessons that I talked about, and learning from them, and then moving on to the next phase or step, the universe wanting to reward you for that. This can be promotion, raise, increase in any and all forms of your life, including ascension in terms of your intuition, your spiritual energy growing and strengthening, your vibration increasing, all of that. And when we do get that sort of raise and promotion from God or from the universe, it definitely shows up down here on this plane too. We call the planet Earth, because as above, so below. So it will show up here. Three of Earth can also have something to do with group projects, collaborations. Again, maybe at work, maybe seeking a partner or two, and working together with somebody on a group thing, or at your job, being assigned to some sort of group project or collaboration and presentation, and making it, making the show for it, making it turning out well for you and resulting in abundance for you. Also, in terms of romance, maybe, or even a friend, meeting somebody at work, a relationship that develops at work or through work. Crowning the feminine. It is your energy. The Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, confident, and restless. This is the Page of Wands. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. So this is news of an opportunity of some sort coming to you. The Page of Fire is, again, your energy, and an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, maybe a younger one. If it's not representing you directly, this can be another fire sign in your life that is particularly significant. Again, as a court card, it can be an actual person, very likely an actual person. And it's another page, the Page of Earth, scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. There's that word again, patient. Right? So you're going to have to allow things to unfold. But this is good news about financial matters. Also substantiates the first spread that you had. Wanting to do something more challenging, like maybe a new job, an increase, a promotion, a new something new I'm trying, a new area of study even. Maybe even going back to school, or learning something from somebody at the job, maybe being some sort of apprentice, taking on new responsibilities. Feminine subconscious. The Three of Water. There's reason for celebration, a wedding, a graduation, or a birth announcement. And the need to have more fun. Just simply, there's a need to be social, like I told the masculine. Crowning between you. The Eight of Air. Here comes the fear, an illusion of being trapped. Right? That's what brought about this Nine of Winter, or Swords, or Air. Illusion of being trapped. A lack of self-confidence, like I said about the High Priestess in reverse, right? Not seeing all the wonder that other people see about you or in you. And being afraid to take action, being afraid to leave somebody or a job, being afraid to go towards somebody new or a job or something. It's all in your head. At the root, foundation. The Seven of Water, decision that has to be made, or has recently been made. A complex decision. The need to do research. Stop procrastinating, or that you'll make maybe at the beginning of this 2-week process, closer to the beginning, until all the other stuff will unfold afterwards. And at the heart of the matter, the King of Air. Brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. He is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, the King of Swords. He's also often, for me, a lawyer or judge, or some sort of professional, an accountant, or something like that. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice, right? He's a professional. And balance mental and emotional considerations. So this is about you speaking up for yourself, maybe, saying what you mean, meaning what you say, whether it's with your friends, your business contacts, defending yourself, representing yourself well, letting people know what you're made of, what you have to offer, relationships, friendships, romantic, whatever it is, this applies. And for those of you who do have some sort of legal situation, whether it is probate or divorce, or marriage, maybe, some sort of collaboration or business partnership coming together. If you are worried about trying to handle these things on your own, do seek out the assistance of some sort of professional. or a friend, right, who you think could have that, help you with that sort of thing. Like I have friends that are lawyers, for example, so I may call one up and they'll say, well, I can't give you the exact, I work for a judge, I work in the courthouse, so I can't give you specifics, but I can tell you how the law works, and that may be enough. Or people will call me and I can, well, I haven't read up on this year's tax law, but I can tell you in general, how to get through your returns or what papers you have to file if you're trying to draw up a partnership or something like that. So, that's what I mean for you. But it also can just be like the advice and maybe of somebody older, successful, wise, grounded, who can help you. King of Air, as opposed to maybe the King of Pentacles, however, is super like no nonsense, like very cut and dry. And so that may be the type of person to whom you're going. Further to all of this, from the Ascended Masters deck, is listen. So that goes with communication, masculine. Again, say what you mean what you say, and then also listen and be fair about the other person's perspective and try to see it through from all sides. That's what a King of Air Swords is super good at. Air signs are very diplomatic, and that's why they make good judges, and lawyers and stuff, able to see other people's points of view and the other sides of the argument. For the feminine, from the Ascended Masters deck, nurture yourself, says Mother Mary. So like this could be connected to this Three of Water here, Three of Cups. There's a need to be more social. Yes, we have to exercise social distance during this period, but you can still talk to your friends, and maybe even go, spend some time with them 6 feet apart, if you like to do that. There's still room for online dating too. That can be connected to the King of Air, right? That potential Aquarius energy. And very nice. From the Angel Tarot to the Masculine, the Ace of Water, falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship. Could be getting back together with somebody else or some relationship from your past, like some relation, some person from your past in connection to the Six of Cups, coming back. And maybe developing into something more. Spiritual growth, also, like I said, with the Three of Earth is also possible. And maybe even enhanced intuition, which we've also discussed. Possibly a new home. I think I talked about that too. A home, an asset. And lastly, for the feminine, it is your energy. Again, the Knight of Fire, Wands. He is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Remember I said something can come about very quickly, change very quickly. That you might get the news, right? The letter or email or text or something. Some sort of news. Could be intuitive. Message comes to you. Universe gives you guidance that something is coming, and then boom, it's here. So you got to act quickly. Think things through carefully, however, even though time is of the essence. So then we get back to the need to meditate, the need to think things through, the need to pay attention to our intuition, our intellect, our wisdom, our gut feelings, right? Our heart, our soul. What does it say to do? And then you're going to move ahead. Not necessarily telling anybody what you're going to do. High Priestess, very quiet about her moves until they work out. So nobody can like salt them, as they say, throw salt on them, screw them up by aiming their negative energy at you so that things don't come to pass in your life, happen in your life at the time you may want them. Especially if you're vulnerable and in a place of fear, that opens the door for other negative energy to be added at there. If you're lacking faith and belief that what you want is going to come to pass, that's like an invitation to people that are envious and jealous of you, and misery loves company. I hope you guys have enjoyed your reading. I, again, will attempt to be back on April 1st with your next one. If you did enjoy the reading, please do give it a thumbs up. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button, and do share if you don't mind as well. If you like any of the services that I offer, readings, energy healing, any of the merchandise, you just want to be friends, you want to talk on social media, share memes or whatever, any information to do all that stuff will be in the description box below. Namaste.